Redemption songs, redemption songs.
Asemanso is a major market on the coast, and this one was claimed to be the biggest slave market. So from Salaga market in chains and shackles, amid ships, walking barefooted, crossing rivers and streams, meeting wild animals, the people were sent to Asemanso. Before they reached Asemanso, this place, they had become very dirty, very, very tired, lost energy and vitality. So to replenish their lost energy and vitality, the master had to wash them in this river called Ndonkosi. They washed them in batches. They never took everybody, all of them at a time, to the river to wash them. So they washed them in batches. Those who were waiting washing had to be chained to the tree. I don't want to struggle, the thorns cutting them. So they had no way of struggling.
A lot of people live in denial of the harsh realities of slavery and what various institutions that live within that and the offshoots of that. And every time we visit one of those places, it reaffirms in our mind again that first of all, this horrible event took place and that slavery is not just the figment of somebody's imagination.
We cannot talk about it with laughter on our face. We talk about it with anger, with seriousness. I was just telling some people something some few days ago. Some brothers and sisters in the diaspora came from America. And all of a sudden some Europeans also came in. White Americans were there. I was telling them the truth. In fact, I was damn serious. I wasn't telling them the truth with a very,
Well, smiling face.
Where no way. They couldn't take it. And one of the guys was telling me that whenever you have white Americans and black Americans, you know how to tell the history. And I tell them, look, I am not killing them. I am not raping them. I should have even spit on them like they did to our ancestors. But I'm telling them what they did to us. They can't take it. And I'm telling you, I am not afraid to speak the truth. Because if I'm not there to defend my ancestors those days, to fight for their freedom, what I can do for them is now to speak the truth. To tell people, the descendants, of what those, descendants of the white today did to us, to our ancestors. And I don't care if I get killed in the end. Because the truth, as long as the truth remains, anybody who sacrificed his life for the truth to come out lives. But today we talk about George Padmore, we talk about Farrakhan, we talk about Malcolm X, we talk about Du Bois, we talk about Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, because they sacrificed their life for the truth. And that is what we are seeing today.
We have seen the dawning of a new day. In the four corners of the earth, our people have gone from being slaves of the past to leaders of our future. The rejected and despised are now becoming rulers of the world. Our skin color, which was once symbolized as shame and disgrace, is now worn with pride. Today is the need for unity among our brothers and sisters. We must stop destroying each other, stop the murders, the rapes, the robberies, and all manner of evil that we inflict on each other. At the inauguration of the Organization of African Unity, Emperor Haile Selassie I said, and I quote, "Unity today is still the only accepted goal," unquote.
We don't have to see Pan-African as some strange, abstract entity. It's a spirit, it's a vision, it's a commitment, and we can bring that spirit, that vision, that commitment to any organization that we belong to. Coming back to Africa, first of all, is a mindset. We left Africa, and in some of us, Even though we left Africa, Africa didn't leave us. But for those who Africa left them, we need to find out how we can put Africa back in them. And that can be no matter where you are on the face of this earth. We're not saying or advocating even that every African living outside of Africa needs to get a visa, needs to get a passport, and begin this journey to return back to Africa. But what we are saying is that in our heart, in our commitment, in our soul, we need to return Africa back to our heart as an interest and as a place of concern. And that we need to be concerned about Africa in our heart enough to say, what am I doing about making Africa a better place?
This is our continuation of the struggle. We maintain the culture as much as we can. We hold on to what we have learned. There's a lot that has disappeared and there's a lot that we have made to happen in a new way. And we give thanks that we still have a vision to embrace Africa, to embrace India, to embrace anything that contributes to our culture in Jamaica and in the Western world and in this diaspora that we have found ourselves in, far from home, but nevertheless still embracing our homeland, our God and our King, our ancestry and our future.
First of all, trying to bring the African people together so that we can identify ourselves in the African family, because since we've been scattered from Mother Africa, we don't even know how to identify ourselves. So African Americans and Africans from the diaspora can return to Mother Africa, and we are defined as Obroni or white people or whatever, because the family doesn't recognize us. We can receive African brothers and sisters in the diaspora and call them coconut people or bush people, or make fun of the African for his Africanness, not because of his character, but because when we hear he comes from Africa, we hear his accent, we also make fun of him. That's because why? We don't recognize him as our brother. So we, the African family, have forgotten how to recognize each other as family. So Panifest is about trying to, first of all, bring us together so we can recognize that we are family as African people. Then through the recognition that we are family, through that collective consciousness, that collective unity, begin to identify those obstacles, those problems that we are getting as a people, not because we are our religion, not because of our pigmentation and color or tone, because we come in all shades, but because we are African. What problems do we face because we're Africans? Now, how do we come up with common solutions to address those problems as Africans? And then, how do we recognize the threads that have kept us together throughout the centuries that we've been separated, meaning culture and art? How do we bring that back together again to celebrate our togetherness?
Africa unite, 'cause we're moving right out of Babylon, and we're going to our father's land. Yeah.
We just need to come and experience being here, whether it be one by one, two by two, just coming and experiencing and bringing what it is that we bring. Come and listen and share and be open to see what it is that Africa has, and then whatever you can offer, offer it, and whatever you can receive, receive it.
Let it be done, yeah. We are the children of the Rasta man.
But those of us in the diaspora can never know the whole experience. We have half of the experience. And those on this side can never know the whole experience, but they have half of the experience. It's only when we come together that we can put the pieces together that we can become whole again and become healed. And that's part of the healing process.
Africa unite, 'cause we're moving right out of Babylon.
So I charge all Africans, both home and away, that we have a common battle to fight. And the only weapon is the weapon of truth.
We African people will be as strong as the weakest one of us. And we will be, as a chain, as strong as the weakest link. So, in the words of the infamous Marcus, in the words of the famous Marcus Mosiah Garvey, up, you mighty people, you can accomplish what you will.